like the main conferences that went down today, and we'll start with ACC. It's A, top of the alphabet. ACC. It was the one race I was actually most interested in seeing what the results would be, because would we or wouldn't we see a full Notre Dame squad? And we did. We saw the squad we thought we would see all year long finally lace it up. They ran, and they ran extremely well. They had a very good spread. Their spread was only 33 seconds. They won easily. Now, the second best team in the ACC isn't a barn beater. Like, you could argue the second best ACC team is probably going to finish like at best like 15th. So they should dominate the teams, which they did. 32 points to Syracuse's 84, Wake Forest 104. But I was just impressed by the tight pack, 33 seconds. Yair Nuguse looked good being in the top 5. And, it's okay that they weren't going to sweep this meet, because when Adrian Wildershut's in this race, he's a NCAA individual title contender. You got to let him have his win. And they were able to pack up pretty well. 33-second spread. I looked up how they did at ACCs last year to see, were they this dominant last year, less or more? And they are kind of very similar type of spread. So the team that ran at last year's ACC championships is running very similar to the team that ran at this year's. And we know what happened last year. They scored like 60 some points. So I think this basically officially takes away the question mark on Notre Dame. I think we now know who they are. They are who we thought they would be at preseason. They are one of the top contenders to dethrone NAU. That's what I took from it.
I like that you've talked about Notre Dame all year. You've critiqued them. Now you're praising them. But the praise comes when you're addressed as a cookie. And I just appreciate that is how this information is going to be communicated to the rest of the cross-country world. There's going to be clips, in a couple of days, once Halloween passes, too, circulating you on Twitter saying that you believe in Notre Dame and they're a threat for NAU. And you're a cookie. So
it should be in their hype video. It should be in their like, you never believed in us video. On the Stephen A. Smith with my cookie face. Yeah.
Here, look at Gordon Mack here, and with gold paint all over his face. What was it? Just a matter of just getting all the pieces there, or did someone in particular impress you?
No, I think everyone was just like, Jacobs ran like Jacobs should. Nuguse was there. Like Jacobs, Killeray, and Nuguse were together. That's really good, putting those 3 guys in the top 5. Carmody, who wasn't part of their top 7 last year, but ran well. Joe Piani slid in very well here as one of the top 5 runners. So that shows that they have the depth, that they have a new face into their top 6, top 7, who can kind of be fresh blood for going into nationals, because Carmody wasn't a part of that second place team. So having him there, Methner ran well. There were a few guys who ran well at NCAAs who didn't run well here at ACCs, but that's okay. They had 6. They added a 7th with Carmody. So it's going to be okay if not all 7 of them perform day in and day out.
Yeah.
But they have at least 5, probably 6. So they're looking good.
All right. Should we jump over to the women's side?
Yeah, let's do it.
Women's ACC championship. NC State gets it done, led by Kelsey Camille and Caitlin Tui, going 1-2 in this race. But the depth was there as well. Steelman 4, Hayes 5, Bush 8. So just a complete dominant performance, top to bottom here for the Wolfpack.
Yeah, seeing the big thing here is we knew what NC State is. Seeing Steelman run in their top 4, it's not like she was right there with Tui and Camille, but still within the top 5, right there with Vestry a few seconds back of her. Beat someone like Bryn Brown, beat Nicole Vegans. So Steelman clearly is fit and healthy enough to be able to perform within the top 5. And when he had her stick to like their performance at Nuttycombe, they win that meet running away. So NC State, they're the favorites. They throw in Steelman. There's that question mark is now gone. Dominic Claremont is someone that we thought might be an X factor for them. Didn't run well here. So it's not like they have her to kind of, they don't have an also wild card on her, but it's okay. They got enough. They got a solid group of 5. They got a good interchangeable 6 and 7. So they are going to be the favorites going. I mean, they're going to be the favorites because it's kind of hard to like do anything different at conferences to really change someone's mind. But however, there was a performance on the women's side, which we'll get to later, that may convince me to change my mind on NC State, but I don't know yet. Maybe I'll figure this out in the next 20 minutes, 15, 20, 30 minutes, and I'll decide if I really think NC State's still the favorite. But they did what they need to do.
Does the gap concern you at all from 5 to 6?
No. What was their gap? Looking at the result.
Well, it was. I mean,
No,
it was
it's
9
like,
places. It was 15 seconds about, but it was 9 places.
no, that's nothing. That's fine.
Okay.
I mean, not everyone's going to have like 3 number 5s, and it's okay. But, I think it's fine. No, I'm not worried. Maybe I will be worried when we talk about the X factor that just kind of just kind of was thrown into our face at another meet. But I'm not too worried. They still have 3 women who all, in any given day, can finish top 10. If you're putting 3 in the top 10, you're going to win the freaking meet. You got to. I'm sorry. But if you're doing that, you're going to win the meet.
So ACC title contender now with NC State and the women, and then Notre Dame for the men. Big takeaway from that meet there. They're going to have 2 title contenders. Anything farther down the list, or do you want to, in terms of placings that jumped out at you, or do you want to move on to the next conference?
Nothing really consequential. We can maybe I'll highlight at the end of the pod like a non-title contending team that kind of surprised me. They kind of like, hey, you went from like a 25 team to maybe a top 10 or something like that. So
yeah, I mean,
let's go on to the next one.
I think. Well, I'll just say, North Carolina continues to impress with their young group here. One senior in that first 5, and the rest are freshmen. Pretty impressive. But we move on alphabetically. Where do we go next? That was A.
So here's the question. So